here with Danny Lipford. We're going to give you some tips on hurricane preparation and power safety. It's hurricane season starting today, and we all need to be on our A game. So, Danny, how can Houstonians prepare for storms? I mean, this past weekend was crazy for the whole Houston area. Like, what can we do ahead of time and during an emergency event like this?
Certainly. Well, I certainly feel sorry for everybody that's suffering with all of the flooding. It's nothing to play with, and hopefully sunshine will come out and things will get better very, very quickly. But just like preparing for a flood, you prepare for hurricane, and you guys haven't been hit with a hurricane in a while. It's sooner or later, and so to be able to use a portable generator is one way that you can get some essential power to your home. But you have to do it safely. It's an engine. It's running. It's producing carbon monoxide.
So how do we do it safely then?
Well, you want to move it away from the house. So, even if it's raining, it's better that it's out in the rain than under a carport.
Then it's waterproof then?
Absolutely, yeah, and definitely not in your garage. And if you have a window that might be open, because a lot of times it'll be very warm after a hurricane, you want to make sure that window is closed and that portable generator is at least 5 or 6 feet away from that open area. And also, every year, Heather, you hear about people that the gas runs out, they get their gas can and they pour gas into that hot engine, and you don't want to do that. So let it cool down a little bit. It'll be okay to hang out without the power. You'll appreciate it that much more. So that's one way that you can use the generator safely, and don't overload it. Don't let the neighbors come over and say, hey, can I plug a cord in? That's not, it's only good for a small amount of electrical appliances.
Okay, awesome. Also, with hurricanes, everyone gets hungry, naturally, and yet we're always wondering about how do we cook food? What's the proper way? Well, we have Chef Paul Lewis here who's going to talk about the kind of food that we can prepare with limited amounts of energy. So what's the first meal that we can have without any electricity whatsoever?
So I think the first meal is obviously you don't want to open your fridge. You want to keep that fridge closed so that anything that is perishable in there stays as cool as you can, because you don't know how long the power's going to be out for. So, for our first course here, what we've kind of put together is really something from the pantry. What we've made is a salmon salad. So we took some canned salmon, some pickle relish, some mayonnaise, a little bit of dried oregano in there, some spices. Mix it all together, and we're serving that with avocado. I mean, I always have avocados and onions and tomatoes on the counter at home. So I would just clean that up, put some salmon in there, some crackers, a little bit of some scallions on top. So I mean, there's no power used in there whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Awesome. And then for a little bit of power, how much power is required for something like this?
Well, this is red beans and rice, which we made in basically one outlet. So if you have a small generator, which can run a little bit of equipment there, a hot plate, a slow cooker. What we've done is we soak the beans, cook the beans for a good amount of time in the slow cooker, and then obviously unplug that, plug in our hot plate and cook the rice, and then we have a nice comforting warm dish to satisfy our cravings for something familiar.
Okay. And then this, obviously is the ideal, having all power, and it's clear, it's fried chicken. What girl does not want fried chicken during a storm? I do. That's me.
And it's also one of those things, you're going to make more fried chicken, so you can have it cold the next day. It's going to hang out perfectly fine in the kitchen, keep it covered so no flies or anything get close to it. But we used an oven here, a stove here, a mixer. We've used a lot of appliances, so it really shows what you can do if you have a generator at home, which gives you the ability to power up more than just one thing.
So what's required? What kind of generator is required for this amount of power?
Well, we essentially use 3 different appliances at the same time, so something that's big enough and powerful enough to be able to handle those different loads.
All right, and also with something that's big enough and powerful enough to handle all these different loads, probably will include AC, which, it's Houston, that would be nice. I hope this was helpful for y'all. Be safe this hurricane season, and Houston Chronicle will of course be around to give you more tips and just assist you along this crazy wet wonderland called Houston. Bye you guys.